We are back on the road to City Hall. The 21st City Council District in Queens includes Corona, Elmhurst, and parts of Jackson Heights. Thanks to redistricting, next year the district will also be home to LaGuardia Airport and the nearly 20,000 residents of Lefrak City. The district is represented by Julissa Ferreras, who is running unopposed this year. When she returns to office, the councilwoman will need to work with lots of new constituents and take part in some tricky land use negotiations in both Willets Point and Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Here's our tour. Hello, Councilwoman.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. There's going to be three of us, I see.
Yes, there are three.
Okay, wait, people are going to be wondering. Just tell them, when's the baby expected?
The second week of September.
Okay, fantastic. We're here in Corona at the historic Louis Armstrong House. I did not realize it was in your district. And this is something you have a lot of interest in, I imagine, from the outside world.
Yes, you know, I think that this is a very special place. It's kind of a sanctuary, as you can tell, amongst the hustle and bustle of what our district is. Corona was a home to someone who decided to come here and really make this a very special place. And I think that's what we really want people to know, that you should come out, visit our sites. My district, I'm very lucky to have a lot of culture. We have this home, but we also have the Hall of Science, Queens Theater in the Park, and a whole host of other wonderful cultural facilities that a lot of people don't necessarily associate with Corona.
Okay, cool. So we got a lot to see.
Yes.
At home in Corona, Long Island, New York, February 26, 1956.
Michael Cogswell, you've made a point of saying that every single piece of stuff in here is original. That this is what Satchmo and Lucille lived and worked with. This is their furniture and everything else.
It's unusual in historic houses. Most historic houses are 17th, 18th century houses. Let's recreate the parlor. What did it look like in 1740? We don't have that here. Every single object in here belonged to Louis and Lucille Armstrong.
You've got some expansion plans as well, right?
That's correct. We are building a visitor center directly across the street from the historic house.
Were you a jazz fan before you got elected to office?
I was. You know, growing up in this neighborhood, what many people don't know is that you are constantly hearing music. You drive down any street, you go from merengue to salsa to reggae, and it's all part of being from Corona, and that is why I'm so excited. This is such a special place, and I wish more people could come and enjoy it.
Okay, we are here at Astoria Boulevard and 99th Street, the Elm Quarter Senior Citizen Center. You are the director. Very nice to meet you. And what's going on here? You said you had to make some improvements to the road for the seniors? You
know, one of the things that we have been promoting in our neighborhood is healthy communities. Astoria Boulevard is a main corridor. Oftentimes you just see trucks and cars flying by. I'd like for more cars to slow down and recognize that this is a neighborhood. Through our discretionary dollars, I was able to get $800,000 to be able to invest on these huge medians to make them wider. Because one of the things that we have, and you know, the director can speak to this, is that our seniors can't even get across the street.
I almost said Northern Boulevard. It's that busy, and
yes.
I had to walk because I parked on the other side. And the timer on the clock's at 32 seconds, and I needed really every last one of them. Is that a problem for the seniors?
That's a problem for the seniors. They usually get stuck in the middle, and then they have to wait until the next light. And a lot of them can't, they have walkers, so they need to make it across and sit. So they have to sit in the middle of the corridor, and it's unsafe.
So we're here on Northern Boulevard at 111th Street, and this is a brand new school that's being built. It looks amazing. This is going to seat a whole lot of people, I imagine.
Yes, you know, we're really excited. There is a huge need. We have very high overcrowding in our schools. And this was a direct response in working with Chancellor Walcott and the School Construction Authority to identify 6 new schools that will be built in the district.
6?
6,
wow.
To accommodate our overcrowding.
Why so crowded? Where is the influx into the district coming from?
You know, we have a large immigrant population. People like living here where public transportation is accessible. I think that we have a housing shortage, which is also apparent in our neighborhood.
We're here at the 103rd Street station on the 7 train, Roosevelt Avenue and 103rd. And you say this area is a year old. You've transformed this in the last year.
This is really an opportunity for, again, with our Healthy Initiative, for families to come out and get out of their apartments. Oftentimes people don't have the space to go and just breathe.
What was it like before?
You know, before it was just a regular street. We had a lot of trucks, the Mudanza trucks parked here. People couldn't see the businesses, because this is really about also supporting our small businesses.
And so to get this closed off, you had to work with DOT, I imagine?
DOT and, you know, and our other partners. It was a challenge. You know, many people didn't believe in the vision. The reality is, I have community residents, when we first opened this up, ask me if they could sit in this plaza. And I said, this is your plaza, you deserve this. And that's the stereotype we're trying to break, that if it's clean and new, it can be yours.
So we're here at Flushing Meadows Corona Park. A lot going on here. Before we get to the controversy, there's a lot more in this park than I realized. I knew about the Queens Museum of Art. We all know about the Tennis Center where the US Open is going on, the Unisphere and so forth, but there's more.
Yes, there's the New York Hall of Science, Queens Theater in the park, the Queens Botanical Garden. We even have a zoo in this park with a petting zoo so that young people could come out and enjoy. This is a very, very special institution and green space in our park, in our community. And
so the big controversy, of course, is some have proposed putting one more thing in here, namely a big soccer stadium.
Yeah, you know, I think that there are challenges that my community has really been able to hone in on, and green space is very important. As you can see, when we went to Corona Plaza and other places in my district, you'll see we have such a need for green space.
We've seen it reported that there are only, I think the number was 16 park workers who were permanently assigned here, and it's a very big place with a lot to do.
Actually, the number is even lower. It's 16 because this year we were able to get additional funding from the city, but the reality is that there was a time where there was only 2 prep officers assigned to, you know, 800 plus acres.
Wow.
The reality is that is why I really wanted to focus in on creating an alliance, or what some people would call a conservancy, so that we can get everybody to the table, community residents' voices could be heard, and there's a true partnership between this green space and the city. I think that an alliance should not just be for Central Park and for Prospect Park, where you can go and enjoy a free concert and feel safe in the park. We should have the same programming. We should have even more, because this park is very, very special. You know, we hosted a UN assembly here, so why can't we host a movie showing or Shakespeare in the park? And I think that that's what we plan for in the future, because I want this park to be not just for us to enjoy, because I grew up here and this was my backyard.
So you have no primary, you tell me.
No.
So you've got plenty of time to work on some other things,
yes,
I guess,
really
in the next few weeks. But you'll have another 4 years to work as council member. What are the priorities going to be?
You know, I have an exciting challenge, which is representing even more, almost 20,000 more residents in Lefrak City. I think that we have issues that we need to face and try to challenges that we need to correct. And also I have LaGuardia Airport, which we've never had yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've had the impact of LaGuardia Airport in the 21st Council District, but unfortunately not representing it. But now we will. And I'm really excited. We have Willets Point, which is a vote that's going to be coming up very soon, and the proposal of the new mall, how we continue to partner with the USTA and bring in the resources that they committed to of $10.5 million. So there's a lot to do here in the 21st Council District.
Okay, well, wish you the best of luck. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Best of luck with everything. I'd like to thank Councilwoman Ferreras and her staff for arranging this week's tour. We're going to take a short break now. Coming up, the 4 members of our Reporters Roundtable will tell us which of the Democratic candidates for mayor fared best in New York 1's debate earlier this week. Stay with us.